Hi! Sometimes you want to apply specific images or textures onto objects in your design. To do this in Capture, we need to start with creating a material for the purpose, which we do in the Materials category of the Design tab. We'll press the Add button to create a new material, and this is going to have a picture that is the playing card, the king. So I will call the material King. And next I need to identify the texture, the picture of the playing card, and select that for our new material. I can now drag and drop this material onto any object in the design. So let's start with the box on the left hand side, where, as you can see, the material has been applied to all of the sides of the box. However, the aspect ratio is not correct at this point, and one way of adjusting this is by editing the width and height properties of the material. Now, this is the default size of the material when applied to objects, so it's good to get the aspect ratio right from the beginning. In this case, a width of 0.8 meters does the trick, so we'll start there. If you want to position the texture more specifically onto an object, you need to use a tool that we call material mapping. This is done by using the map material command in one of the views. And I would recommend that you adjust the view so that you are looking at objects from the same side that you want to apply the materials. So if I want to apply the playing card on the front of the box, then I typically want to have the view aligned with the front camera position. So now that I am in this material mapping mode, you can see that the texture itself appears, and I'm able to grab it and move it around in order to place it where I want it to be, including rescaling it. You can also use the rotation anchor to rotate the image, which means that you could also, from say a section view, rotate the image so that you're in fact mapping it to the top of the box instead. Now let's take a look at mapping materials on more than one object at the same time. So I'm going to drag and drop the material onto the rightmost box as well. And now you can see that even though it's the same material, it maps differently onto the two objects. And that is because the mapping itself is stored individually per object. So if I select both objects, let's change the camera into a front view and enter the mapping mode, you can see that we've actually got two representations of the texture, one for each box. And here there's a neat trick for when you want to apply the same texture over multiple objects. Using the map to extends lets you place the texture neatly around the edges of the objects so that you're in fact treating them all as if it was a single object. And because the mapping is individual per object, if you move them afterwards, the mapping persists for the object in question. Thank you so much for watching.